Hey everyone, I'd love to give you a recap on the trade I made today on my journey to 100K, where I try to take $1,000 to $100,000 as fast as possible via day trading. Let's get into it. We decided to change a couple things up today on this main screen, trying to learn how to manage two stocks. So there's one here, one row here, and then there's one row right in here. Try to learn how to manage two stocks. As what's been happening is that I will, especially when the bell rings at 6:30, I'll be got my eye on one, and then I'll get an alert for another one. I got to kind of fumble through it, and they're usually stocks that, not usually, but a lot of times they're stocks that I've already looked at in pre-market that I have a general idea are going to go up or have some kind of price action, whether it's up or down, at the start of the market. So I like to have two stocks in this screen ready to go in case the one that I had targeted just isn't doing well. And so that was kind of a new thing. I also added in this the scanner on this main screen as well. Here, this is from Warrior Trading, a great scanner, and we'll get a little bit more into that. But the stock we traded today was EVTV, and it's a top gainer today. It's up 211%. I think the most I saw it up was 250%, which is pretty darn good. How I learned about the stock, actually, I was in another trade on my Roth account. With that stock was BDSX this morning, and then while I was in that trade, I just wrapped up that trade in my Discord, which I'll bring over here. I saw the call out actually. So right here by someone by the name of Joey. Never have met Joey before. First time I've seen Joey's name in here. EVTV, and this is a server I'm on, daytradingstrategies.net. It's not free, but I joined up to get some strategies, which is to do some coding for some strategies inside Thinkorswim, and this has been a great. As you can see, I was profitable here, always green on BDSX on the Roth, and then this call out came. So then I right after that as well, I saw it on the scanner. I saw it on up here at the top where low float gainers, and then I was getting it on what's called the runner up scanner as well, which is which is just telling me that something is squeezed up 5 or 10% within a certain amount of time. And then this high of day momentum scanner was going off as well. This one here for EVTV, which is telling me that it's approaching the high of the day, which means that there's some good if you're getting momentum and it's approaching the high of day and it's a top gainer. These are all really great things for day trading. The strategies I was just talking about with that Discord that I'm in, I originally did not join the Discord wasn't really thinking much about the community that might be within, because they can be kind of toxic at times. But luckily, this group of guys and gals have been wonderful, and the strategies that I'm talking about are these little things you see right here. So right here where it says volume and relative volume, and right here it's got my account information. It says Roth and Main. Those are the two accounts I have at Schwab. And then I go in every day and I enter in these amounts. I'll show you how this works real quick. So at the beginning of every day, I just go verify the amounts that I have in my Schwab accounts. And then I'll open up this study right here, edit studies. And all these studies here are things you'll see, up here and down here, and other little things that I have going on. But I'll open this up, and right in here I can put in the amount. So let's just say I had, $50,000 in here, right? And let's say in this one I had $25,000. Wouldn't this be amazing? And I hit OK and apply, and what you'll see here is that the number will now change for these stocks based on how many shares I can buy. So this is telling me I did it on the top one. Sorry, I did it up here. So it's telling me I can buy at $3. I can buy 8,600 shares with that main account, and then 17,000 shares with this Roth account based on the numbers that I put in. Now here's the deal. it's kind of annoying to have to do that, but without doing something like that, especially on a smaller account, you don't really know how much buying power you have, because stock prices change all the time. And if I'm trying to put in all my marbles into one trade, you got to know that number. Where in other platforms such as Webull, it has some offsets, and then you can also buy based on a percentage of your overall account, or you can put in the dollar amount and have it buy a specific amount without having to add in the share amount. So there's a little bit more flexibility in something like Webull. There is a service you can buy for Thinkorswim. I think it's called Dash Trader, which will allow, it's $175 a month, that will allow you to have some of that flexibility. I haven't entertained that, except if you've been following my videos, you will know that we've been having some issues with Thinkorswim not accepting some trades. We didn't have that issue today, but we will be moving over to Webull once some money transfers over from some accounts. It's going to take a little while actually to get money transferred over to do that. So until then, we're going to keep working with Thinkorswim. So those strategies to be able to learn how to code this, and let me pull this up real quick, edit studies, and just show you what this code looks like. This is the manual code that I used AI to help me write this code, but that's all the code that goes into these things. And so there's some that I created by myself, and there's some I got from daytraders.net. I think that's what it was called. I don't want to butcher that, daytradingstrategies.net. And then through that process, I'm like, well, let me buy this year-long thing to get all the codes I can get so I can learn, and then got a hold of this Discord. And it's been a pretty good group of people in this Discord. Anyway, back to the trade, EVTV. After we got all the alerts, we got in here, and let's take a quick look. I think I've learned a better way to do this. Maximize sell. Yeah, and then we go in here. Yeah. Okay, great. So we're in pre-market. So 4 a.m. This alert goes off. It rips up. So it goes from, what is this actually? This is 47 cents to 70 cents, 30 cents. 30 cents. I mean, at 50 cents a share, I could have had 3,000 shares, and that's a lot. That's a lot. Anyway, I was in the middle of another trade on my Roth account because of the new screen you see here, the new setup. I had decided that I wanted to trade in the Roth just to make sure that there wasn't any hiccups with that screen before I went into the challenge account. And so it rises up here, and it does its thing up to here, and I'm still not quite in this because I'm just coming out of the other trade. And then something happens here. The MACD right down here turns negative. So the blue line goes over the tan line, whatever you want to call that. That means your MACD is negative. And I have learned that I don't do well when I trade if the MACD is negative. So as you can see over here, you might be able to see this. There's like a number right here that's showing that it's in the negative, but you can just visually see that it crosses over and goes in the negative. Now, what that means is for this entire time, I'm basically waiting for something to happen. And I'm looking at other stocks that are coming across as well. Nothing really happens. I mean, it stays pretty flat in here. There were opportunities to make money in here. Like right here, you can see there's, if you enter in right here at 72 cents, it goes up to 78 cents. And then, a few little things you can see, a little pop here, a little pop here, a little pop here. And then I noticed that right down here, the MACD is kind of even. It's like sitting, they're like, the lines are both together. So it's like, I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, it's skirting the line. It's skirting the line. It's skirting the line. And so I'm watching to see if it's going to break the high. So the high was actually this blue line I have marked right here across the screen, and that high was 78 cents. So I was waiting to see if it would break that high. I'll make this a little bit bigger for you guys here. Still learning this. I think you'd have this down by now. This should work. So it does break the high right here, right in here, and it pulls back right here, and then it rips up 10 cents. And I'm like, okay, that's great. I missed it because it happened very fast. It happened within this candle's a minute candle, but it happened within 30 seconds. And I mean, it just rip. And I'm just like, well, I don't I don't really know. Like, I'm not going to try to chase this. I missed it. I wasn't fast enough. I didn't think it was going to go up 10 cents that fast, really in under 30 seconds. But it gave me something that I could kind of go off of. So when I see this again, when I see it go flat, like it goes right here, and then it goes under the MACD, and then it kind of skirts the MACD right here, where they're really close together. Let's see if we can get a pop that happens, either that or that, and then there's a little pullback here and a little pullback here. So there was multiple entry points right in here. So I'm going to wait for that same thing. And it happened. So I'm watching. And then this climbs up right here. It crosses over the high that I had marked off. And I'm like, all right, sweet. And then, so this is where we're at right here. And this is our first pullback right here. But so it dips down. This candle right here does not rise above this section. Even if it was to get a lot of volume, even if it was to skirt up this way, the distance here was, so this is 93 cents, and the top, this line up here is $1. It would have had to go this whole range, 7-8 cents. I probably wouldn't have went in anyway. So if this candle right here would have climbed up here, my entry point would have been way up here. And I don't know, man. That's why these wicks are always a pain in the rear. But on this next candle right here, which is perfect actually. So it comes up, we get this little pullback right here, and then we enter in right there was where I entered on this candle. I actually entered in a little bit early because I noticed that on my 10-second chart, I could see the volume pop. Because learning off that last big candle of volume, kind of in the template I was using my brain, I saw that pop in my peripheral vision on this other monitor for the 10-second chart, which Thinkorswim doesn't have. I have to type it in separately within Webull. That's for another day. We get in at 94 cents, which is basically the top of this candle here, and we ride this up now. I got out at 97 cents. With a penny stock, my target isn't 10 cents. I picked 2 cents. And I got a little bit higher than 2 cents. My stop loss was a penny. And so once I realized this candle was not going to go up 10 cents, I'm like, I don't want to carry this over to the next 1 minute candle. So at the top of this candle, I put my order in to sell. It sold. It carried over into like 1 second into this candle right here and actually sold. But we got out of there. So this is a good example of by the way, penny stocks have just not been my thing. I'm very happy with this trade. And it's a good example. Like the other night I went, and I'll put the video at the end of hold on, let's talk about the profit real quick, and then we'll get to that. So the profit on this was not much, but still happy, was $38.92. Now, right before I went to go do this video, I was kind of prepping for the video, and I went to go look at the account, and look what's up here. Look what's up here. Roth. I traded on the wrong account. I actually didn't even think I had any more buying power in that account because I'd already traded it a few minutes prior. So I thought I was trading on the challenge account. I was actually trading on the Roth account, which is really unfortunate. It was a great trade. $40 on that challenge account would have been wonderful. So technically today ends up being a no trade day. I actually, when I noticed it right before I recorded this video, I'm like, well, let me just go in and see if I can snipe a quick, little bit, maybe a $10 or something. And, which ended up not working. I didn't lose. I didn't win. And I'll show you that real quick. We won't go over the whole thing, but it's pretty easy. I'll just swap this back over, and you see 9 cents right there. And that's actually pretty unfortunate to have that happen. But it is what it is, and I'm not going to count that trade at all, really, in the data. So like right here in the data that we've been pulling up, we made, I think it was 9 cents. And once I got in the trade, I could tell right away, like the entry point was a good decision, but it just really just for like 6 minutes just stayed kind of in the same spot. It was really thickly traded. And I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know. So I'm not even going to count it in here. And technically it's a winning trade. I could cheat and say I won another trade, but like it's not really a winning trade. We only made 9 cents, and it was more of like a, let's see if we can get in here and snipe something. And I'm not going to count it as a win, and I'm not going to put 9 cents in the account. I'm just letting you guys know that right now. But anyway, that's the trade I made. Ended up being a no trade day. Unfortunately, got to get the focus back together and make sure we're trading on the right account. We will try it again tomorrow. Cheers.